We're gonna start our first conversation, first panel, and I have a guest here, Andres Colmenares from Wawa Comics. Give some applauses.
That was good. That's how you pronounce it.
Yes.
Yeah. And yours is Nunite.
Yes, I am Raminta Naujanite. You made it. You learned it. That's good. And today we're gonna talk a little bit about your job, about creativity processes, about, of course, Wawa Viva. And for those who don't know Andres, I want to read some information. So Andres Colmenares is a Colombian cartoonist and illustrator, creator of Wawa Viva Comics, a webcomic followed by millions of fans around the globe. His work brings everyday objects, animals, food, and celestial bodies to life, blending playfulness with uplifting messages. Andres, I know you have a stand downstairs, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you now just tell for everybody where they can find you?
I actually don't remember the number of like where it is, but it's just downstairs. It's like pretty much like when you enter, like I'll be on the right, like in the entrance. It's very close.
Good. I will come there too. I want to see you in a live version. You're all characters.
Sure.
Yeah. I need to be honest, you know, before this panel, I never heard about Wawa Viva. And I made my research, and I'm super happy that I found what you are creating, because it's the sense of humor of my type, very light, very positive. And you started Wawa Viva, yeah, like a concept. Can you tell us the beginning of Wawa Viva, how it started, how you thought that you need that company name, not only like yourself, personal job?
At first, it was like a T-shirt like idea. So I was just doing like simple illustrations for T-shirts, and I guess it slowly evolved to comics. I started posting them on social media, and at first it was just like my friends and my parents like just giving me like petty likes, you know, like just trying to help. And it was in Spanish as well at first. And then my wife at the moment, she said, you should start translating them because you already know English. So I did that, and the whole thing blew up, you know, like it was like English is more global, so more people were understanding the comics, and it was great. I'm loving it. And with the birth of my kids, it started becoming more sweeter and like more wholesome and like more happy, and you know, because at first it was like just about the jokes. I was just doing the jokes, and the characters were just cute as well, but it evolved to what it is thanks to my family, because I've been like really inspired by them.
Okay, so when your personal, when your lifetime is changing, your creative ideas are changing as well, yes? And can you tell us a little bit more? And just one question for people who are here. Did you know who is Wawa Viva? Did you search it? Yes. Good.
Maybe.
Look.
You asked about the name as well, right?
Yes.
I forgot
Why
to
it's
mention
Wawa
that.
Viva? It's super easy to remember. It's catchy.
Yeah, I guess that was just like a tactic. I was trying to like use something complicated, like so people were reminded, like because I've noticed like people tend to ask a lot, how do you pronounce it? And it was like, and a lot of people were saying that you shouldn't call it like that, you know, like, and I was like,
why?
I have a hunch like I should, because it's like, but I understand where they were coming from, because it's like the complete opposite. I mean, it should be easy to pronounce it, but I was like, oh, no, I'll call it like really hard so people can like remember it later. And that's how it became Wawa Viva. And I believe it's an expression as well as saying wow, like expression of surprise. Yeah, like whoa, okay, Yeah.
It is like that. And you started alone, like I understood, and now you expand the company. I saw on internet it's 6 people now working with Wawa Viva or more. Can you?
Yeah, it's 5 people right now, and we are also working with a marketing company as well. So it's like me, I usually do the comics, the illustrations, and then the other guys just organize everything else, and we make it work because like, we were so disorganized before, and like, now we're just like, okay, it's clicking now, and we have an idea where we want to go.
So can you be honest, how much art you have in Wawa Viva and how much marketing, ideas and plans and all the selling processes you have in all the Wawa Viva world? Because when I am a musician, so I know that when you are creating song, it's just like a 10% of all the processes in music industry. So in illustrating comics industry, when you have this brand, Wawa Viva, how many persons you can count for creative job there, and for the selling, marketing, advertising? Can you try
just to clarify, like you mean like how much do I take care of in terms of creativity?
You can count time, how much time you spend for creative processes, like, paint ideas, generating ideas, painting, and how much is other stuff, where is no art, just, selling and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, actually it's like 80% for me just doing the art and like the creation of the comics, and then I just, because like as I mentioned, like the whole team is like trying to be really organized so I can just like think about the comics and focus, because before that I was just like taking care of everything, like the social media.
Yes.
And it was super hard, and so I was like doing a comic per month or something, and it wasn't working. And I would just like be selling stuff, contacting retailers and how do you say, like the people that make the products as well, the merchandise. And it was really difficult. Like it was me and my wife at the time, so we started adding more people, and it became like it was a stress relief in that moment.
But can you say that when you started working with the more people, you get more successful then, because you have more time for your own job and other people, like splitting jobs?
I guess it's like it's a process as well, because if you add more people, it's like more like salaries
responsibilities.
You have to pay, and you have to like we're starting to like work better together now, but we've been together for like a year or something, so it's not that yeah,
but
so it's like has been since like existence since I started illustrating in 2009, and in 2010 is when I came up with the name. Okay, I'm gonna start sharing this online. And it's been like a really long process until I got to, okay, I want to start doing this, and we're contacting even like networks and stuff, so we maybe can make a TV show or something. And we've been doing a lot of different stuff to see how we can expand and how far can we take it.
I saw that Wawa Viva on Instagram have 2 million followers. That's really cool, number. And you have like a responsibility for yourself. I don't know. I'm just guessing for the jokes you are sharing with your audience. So how do you know when the joke is right, when it works? Because you can decide to share the idea or not. How it is? Can you tell us?
I guess what I think right now is just like, as long as a lot of people understand it, because like I have followers from like India to like Colombia, like United States, here, and there's like a lot of followers. And what I focus on is just to make them like really global, like the meaning behind it, so more people can understand it. And that's, I guess, like the hardest jokes to make are the ones that don't have any text like any words or anything. Like almost like you can just see them and just it doesn't matter where you're from, you'll get them. So that's my focus really, and that as long as like I don't get to offend people or something like that, like I really try to make it really like a positive environment for everyone, like no matter where they're from.
Yes, and because I started to talk about your like small decision things, what you decide in your comics, I want to go deeper to creative processes. And do you have your special routine when you are working? Because I remember somewhere I read that you promised for yourself to draw 3 comics per day. No?
Yeah, that was around 2012. Like I had in mind, like all I had in mind is like I will become better. I want to be better, and I was making around 3 comics per day. I mean, that's when it started growing more because I was sharing them all online, and I guess like the creative process is something you have to find for yourself. Because at first I was like, okay, I was really bad at this, like really,
what do you mean?
Super bad at this. Like even when I was in university, my teacher told me like, you should quit. Like you're not gonna make it.
Really?
I was like, okay, thank you. Then I started looking for like, okay, how do I find like my creative process? And I started like just researching for a bunch of stuff. Like it was like from like submerging in like bathtub like for a few seconds to get ideas, and I was like trying everything, running in a park or whatever, and I was like, okay, this is not working for me until like I actually started like finding my own thing and like at certain times where I was being creative and yeah, I mean it was like it was a long process and a lot of practice because at first you get like really frustrated, when you start learning something new. Because you mentioned you play music as well, and I play piano, and it was like I'm more like how do you say that like when you learn it by yourself, like you don't really I don't know how to read or anything.
Okay.
That's how I started learning illustration because I was studying graphic design at the time.
Graphic design, not illustrating.
No. And that's where like I had an illustration class, and that's where the teacher told me that. But it's all a process. Like what I was saying is that when you start learning something new, you ignore so many details and like nuances from like that.
For example.
Like I didn't know like. I didn't even know how to find my own style of illustration at the beginning, for example. And then you try to force it, and you're like, and then you understand, okay, this is gonna come with time, like because you start taking stuff from a bunch of things, like stealing things you like from everything, from movies, from like whatever. Like at first, I can watch a movie with subtitles, and then I'm just paying attention to the subtitles, and okay, I heard a phrase and. I'll just write it down. I'll make a comic with this. And you get ideas from everywhere, really, from my kids, from everywhere.
But do you agree that the structured work is more important than your intuition? Because for me, it's like 50-50. I need to trust my intuition, but that everyday, daily job when you're sitting hour by hour and doing something about it, it's important as well. What do you think about this? Do you agree with me or not?
Yeah, I guess no, you're right. I mean, you always have to find balance in everything, really. And I was a very, like, people used to think I was very distracted when I was speaking to people. I would just get lost during the conversations because I would start thinking about an idea or a lamp. Oh, like this is a strange lamp. I should, okay, it has like an orangey light. And I was starting to think about an idea. And like, then I would go back to the conversation. I would be like, oh my God, I got lost, sorry. And I started working on that because I noticed like it's been a problem my entire life. Like, I had like basically ADHD, you know. Also, but I actually started working on that, and I fixed myself, and and now I can just have a conversation, normal conversation. Then I can like switch that like on and off, like if I'm in creative mode or in just like my normal life, because I didn't want to continue like ignoring my kids when they were speaking to me because I was thinking of an idea or something.
Wow, you're doing great job. We have really good conversation, so it works. Your technique works. What do you think about old-fashioned techniques? For example, drawing with pencil, drawing with watercolors. Do you use them sometimes, or you paint only with on a pad or computer? What is your like really technical job? How it looks like?
I started doing them by hand, then in pencil, but I mean when I found out about Illustrator, and I still use Illustrator. I don't use like newer tools, and like there's one that I keep forgetting the name, but most people use it, and I just like fell in love with Illustrator. It was like so easy to do stuff, and I just like draw pretty much a circle, and then I start molding the shape of what I want to do. So it's basically like I just do it my own way. Like like I never really got like into lessons and stuff. Like I just found out my own way to do it, and it's like really comfortable for me. So, but I prefer digital.
Okay,
yeah.
And of course I need to ask you, what do you think? How much AI will change your job, and do you think AI tools can help you somehow? Not change you. Of course, we are not talking about generative AI. We're talking about tools. They can improve your job somehow, or do they distract your ideas, how you imagine? Because I understand from my little knowledge that comics have a very clear technique when you don't need to draw too much details. When you need every line, every color is so important. So that's the big question, but can you answer me, what is the influence of new technologies for you nowadays in your job?
We were actually very like nervous about this with the whole,
Really?
Yeah, because it's like artificial intelligence is something like you can't delete now. It's like pretty much like the internet in the 90s.
Yes,
so it's like
yes,
something new, like making like really big changes now, and you just need to like use it as a tool as well. The other day we were like so nervous about it that we were checking out, okay, so what if like people just start saying like, hey, I want a comic like paguodą style or something, and we tried that on ChatGPT, and we were doing it like, give me an idea using like a cup and a lamp and whatever, and make it paguodą style, and then it actually said we can't do that because it violates the copyright. It was like copyright infringement and stuff. And so we were like, oh, cool. So they're working on that as well. So it can be done. Really.
Okay.
So we're safe for now.
Whew.
Yeah.
Voila, it's now working, because like 6 months ago it was not, I think so. Now it's getting better and better. And it's really cool to hear that. I just want to mention, you guys, you are here, you will have a possibility to ask questions for Andres. So you can like prepare, just give me a few questions more. I want to ask you a few things more about your characters. You have a lot of animals, a lot of fantastic characters. They are super cute. How do you choose them? Do you have your, your favorite? Maybe it's the plan to catch the attention from audience, or it's just from your perspective. I never understand how people choose the characters.
At first, I guess it wasn't planned. It was just like, I just want to, like my whole idea was to make a comic. Like I was seeing it from the perspective that everything has a story. Like, okay, I'm gonna grab a table. I'm gonna make a comic with the table and see what story it's like. Where's the joke here? And that's what I was doing. And so I have like over 500 comics, and they're like with different characters, and like just like there's this whole universe of characters. And then when we started working with the team, it was like, okay, we don't have like a famous, like a recurring character that people really love, you've been using like maybe this one a few times, but I think we should focus on a fewer like cast of characters. And I started like, okay, let's use a few animals, a few objects, and food, and then I guess it was harder for me at the time to start. Okay, I need to find out like 100 ideas with just a shark or something, because I was used to just okay, I have this new object and everything's new about this, and I have like so many possibilities. But then when I already used a character many times, I was like, okay, I'm like maybe am I running out of ideas? But then like I mean, you just need to really think, and it'll come to you.
And can you, like, I am very new with Wawawiwa. I saw, and I really honestly will be now your fan because it's super nice, you know, jokes and all the light colors and it's good emotions I have from your comics. But with that characters, which one is the worst attitude character? For example, Shark is always like, you know, characterizing like a bad person, bad, you know, character. Do you have that one really, you know, irritating character who is not a good person?
Oh, there's a rabbit. Yeah, that's like very sarcastic, and it's always like, yeah. I haven't been using that one lately, but we're trying to bring him back.
So which one it is?
It's a rabbit.
Rabbit?
A bunny. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why rabbit? They are always like funny, cheerful.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
Stereotypical.
like I used to like he was in the past like a few years ago. I used him a lot, and it was like really like the bad character in Wawawiwa. Like he was always like making like fun of like other characters and just being mean or whatever. But I'm thinking of bringing him back and just I don't know. I don't know how to like merge it with how Wawawiwa is right now. So it's like it's gonna be fun, but I just don't know how to do it yet.
Nice. And do you sometimes personalize your own friends or family to your characters? Do you put somebody you know well in your characters?
It's not specifically like that, but I take stuff from everyone. So I see someone, if someone is really shy, I'll take that, and if he says something funny, okay, how can I use this in a comic or whatever. But it's not like the shark is my wife or something, you know. It's like it's not like that. I mean, it's like just
the
small
details,
things,
yeah.
yeah. And I make a character based on like quirks and stuff I find from many people. So that it can like just a bunch of stuff I find from many people can just create a character as well.
It looks like when I am talking with actors, with people who write books, with people who shoot some movies or writing scripts, they are exactly the same thing doing with other people. They are like scanning people, how they are doing and how they react to something.
Yeah, and almost being like weird and like like listening to like other people's conversations is like you're like, okay, oh, they said this is funny. Okay, but yeah, I mean, sometimes you don't even notice that you're doing that.
So the best inspiration is other people. Can you agree with that, or you sometimes have other inspiration points?
There's a bunch of like mental health as well comics that I have, but those are more personal. They're more like, okay, today I learned this. I want to make a comic about this, because like most of the things I do as well, when it comes to like mental growth and stuff, it's just like reminders for myself as well. I feel like if I really think about an idea about that, like it'll just like be forever in my mind, you know, like you should start taking a rest from work, for example, you know, like I used to be like really workaholic, and then I actually fixed that. I don't think it's because of one comic, but you know, it actually helps being just aware of what you're feeling.
Yeah, I think always when you create something for all audience, so you put something very personal from you, from your perspective. Do you think about audience when you're doing your art and you are creating comics? Do you think about people who will see, who will watch, who will read it? Or do you because there are two types of people. I can say it honestly, from music creators' perspective, people who write music because they love to make music, they just want to make music, and other are thinking about people who will listen to the stuff. So which one is your type when you are creating?
I guess there's always like a group of people for everything, you know? Like if I, for example, it's not a theme, but like if I choose to make a comic with coffee, for example, then there's gonna be a bunch of people coming in, like following, started because they love coffee or whatever, and then they'll be expecting more comics with coffee, and they never come. But that they get to understand the idea behind what we want after that. But it's basically just by every time I do something, like it's not focused to okay, I want to reach these type of people. I just understand that if I want to do something about mental growth or whatever, I know it's going to reach a group of people. Whatever you do is going to have an audience, you know? So,
yes, yeah. You're right. You bought my heart with the Bugs comics. I love that one. That's my type of group. And I know that you have some collaborations with some companies about environmental campaigns, about what I just want to ask you, what do you think about collaborations with activists, with other companies who are taking care of our planet, who are taking care of other important stuff in our life? It is important for you, or?
yeah, we love collaborating with, especially doing campaigns to help animals like wildlife. We've done it with wolves, with
Yes.
Sharks, with pretty much marine life a bunch of times. We work a lot with Rewrite and Extension, which is a great like they're like a foundation, you know, like, and they find us more. How do you call those? More like associations or something,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so we do collaborations. It's always like with them. They link us to a lot of different places, and yeah, I mean they find us like this weird. Things that we never heard of, like for example with those wolves things that we heard it, like they were killing them in Canada with like even it was pretty much legal to kill them by just like with a car if you want to
Oh.
run over them or stuff like that, like really dark stuff. You can just like kill them however you want, and it was legal. So we did never heard of that, and we said okay, let's do a comic about this. We actually made like 2 or 3 comics at that time about that.
And that's then your comics have the stronger message, and I think not only joke or your, of course it is important as well, but when you have that collaborations, your message is stronger than before. I think so. No.
Yeah, I think that, for example, that the Wolves campaign was 2 comics, I think it was, and one was just a funny one, and then the other one was really heavy, and like I was like. Basically, I wanted to make people cry when that comic.
Oh.
Then I just like, okay, let's do a contrast. Let's make 2 comics and see what happens and see what works better.
And which one?
I never saw the statistics, but I mean, they never told me, but they were happy about the collaboration.
So you're not following statistics?
Me personally,
Yeah.
no, because
No.
I don't like, every time I start focusing, okay, this thing worked, like my mind is like, okay, you start doing everything that way. Like you should start just limiting yourself to do these type of ideas, and then I get like mentally blocked, and then so I don't like seeing the views, like the likes and stuff. I don't like paying attention to that anymore.
Yeah, I agree with you. When you concentrate too much to other opinions, so it's really not cool. But I want to ask you, when you have that, I don't know, did you had or not that moments when someone giving you advices and they are good? Do you have that kind of friends or people whose advices are important for you? Or do you trust only by yourself?
I've been given advice, like a lot of like small advice, like from time to time. But I believe it or not, like the biggest thing that helped me was that the first thing that teacher said, like you should quit. And then I was like, I'm never gonna quit. So that's the
Oh
thing
my
that
God,
pushed me.
really? It's
That's the thing
still
that actually
pushing
pushed
you?
me. Like, okay, this guy doesn't believe in me. Like maybe I. And at first it was like hurtful when he said that. I was
Yes,
like,
of
okay,
course.
but then I started thinking like maybe I should. This is not doesn't mean I can't make it, you know.
So
And
you are proving for that sentence, not for that person,
Yeah.
that that they are not right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
And they.
And I guess like I'm not like that anymore, but like I was really stubborn at that time. Like really, like I just wanted to prove that I could do it. You know, it's
Wow.
not like you can see my comics. It's not I'm not like really technically gifted or anything. I'm not saying that I'm an expert at illustrating, but I try to focus more on the concepts and the ideas than
But I
in the
think
actual
comics
drawings.
are about concepts more than about technique. Of course, there are such a different comics, but and such a different styles, genres. But I think more important is idea in all the arts nowadays, especially when you can be very fast, better in techniques, or somebody can help you. But I have a like deeper question about what I hear from you. You are learning from such interesting experiences, and your comics are light and playful. There are so many jokes, but how do you stay with that when the world is quite opposite nowadays? There are so many, challenges, so many, problems, and countries are not quite, friendly to each other. There are some war situations in Ukraine, Israel, Palestine, and blah, blah, and such a, so many challenges we have, and you still have such a playfulness and lightful comics.
I guess everything starts with yourself, like the issues in the world is like just a maximalized like view of how we are as a person, like as people. So I guess if we, like my whole idea is to make people smile for like a few seconds, like each day. And a lot of people just say, like go and comment like, oh, this is my happy place in Instagram or social media or whatever. And I guess like if people start having those positive thoughts and stuff like okay, because most of our issues are like with issues with other people are just based on issues we have with ourselves. So it's like when you start like noticing a few things and you just like smile at the world, like it's almost like the world will smile back at you. So I guess like my whole idea is to make people happier a little bit, just for a few seconds.
Nice. That's a great intention. We can learn from this, to look to our daily life from this perspective. I agree with you totally. And do you think that being funny today means being more emotionally stronger, aware too? Because when we are like funny, we are sometimes, I don't know, we can now discuss, because I think when we are funny, we are really not about the joke, but more about how to protect ourselves emotionally, but as well we are more maybe emotionally intelligent in that situation. Do you agree? What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, actually jokes are basically just, they're born where there are issues and problems and struggles of what it means to be like a person, a human being, Well, what you mentioned is right. I guess like if we make a joke about ourselves, it just means that we don't take ourselves too seriously. And that's how we should view the world, like it's also a good way to sometimes put like the wolf campaign I was mentioning, like mention something really complicated and deep and that it's actually hurting wildlife, and just put it in a lighter way that doesn't feel like you're preaching to people like, please come help with wolves, please. But it's more like how can you say, like an unconscious, like a subconscious way of like sending a message.
Because when someone's trying to teach you how to do, it's hard to react like in a positive way. When teachers said, "Do that, you need to be like that," we are, of course, we are closing our
and people resist.
Resist, yeah. That's
it's like I don't want to feel uncomfortable. Like people go like scroll on social media and they see kids like being in hunger or something. They'll just continue scrolling because they don't want to feel uncomfortable. You know, it's like it's awkward. But if you if you see it in another way. Not in a funny way. It's not like you're gonna be laughing at kids.
No.
But I mean, if you find a way to send the message in a lighter way, but then they can feel that it's important, they might be more willing to help and join the cause.
And from the first view, you can think that, oh, this is light jokes. This is about, just to have a better emotions that day. But no, I hear that it's a lot of layers in your comics, because when you have the deeper idea, I think then people understand somehow. Like you said, subconsciously, somewhere you feel that this is something stronger. And do you have some examples from other creators who inspires you as well? Because of course it's a hard question, like what kind of music do you like? No, not that, but maybe from other from other perspectives and from other genres, not
like
only
from different things that aren't illustration.
Areas.
Movies. I tend to like use a lot of movies, and as I mentioned, like just the dialogues of the movies. Sometimes the dialogues give me ideas.
Oh.
Yeah, music as well. The lyrics, the feeling. Sometimes if I'm writing a book or something, I'll just like, if I have a scene, like, because I have graphic novels as well. So if I'm writing a scene, I'll just select a song for each scene. And if I'm writing it, I'll be listening to that song. I try to not like use songs with words.
Oh.
So it doesn't get like all confused and I'm just going to be writing the words from the song. But I try to feel the mood of the scene, and then I get inspired to write the scene, like that.
Nice. So I see that our time is running really fast, and I see that there are some people here, and in the middle of these, around these chairs in the center, we have a microphone. If someone's are brave enough to ask some questions, and do you have questions for Andres, you can do it now. I see someone is going to microphone. Yes, yeah, you are the first, you are the fastest. Aw, just ask
so
questions.
Kind.
It's so kind.
Microphone. Oh.
It's working.
So thank you for coming to Vilnius. I'm actually from Vilnius University, Faculty of Mathematics and Informatics, but I also have an artistic side, music producer and filmmaker. And what's your relation with artificial intelligence, with painting, comics? How do you see? Is it a threat or is it something like a tool? How was your relationship? Do you see it might destroy, in a way, comics or art, visually? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's hard to like right now. I know it's not gonna, like, as we've tried in different platforms. As I was saying, like in ChatGPT, like it won't do a comic Wawawiwa style, for example, because it says like it's violating copyright, it's like laws or whatever. And but I mean, I can't say like how it's gonna continue evolving, because I don't know if you saw that Will Smith AI video of he was eating spaghetti or something like a couple of years ago, and it was super weird and it felt like a dream or something, like a nightmare.
Yeah.
And now there's another one, a newer one. It's like perfect. you can't even like notice is like AI. So you don't know how it's gonna grow, especially because AI is helping to grow, like they're making everything grow faster. So we don't know where it's going really, but I know there's people like studying careers right now that once they graduate, the career won't exist anymore. So it's like, but no one knows what's going to happen with this, you know? Like, I hope it doesn't end up like Terminator or something like that. But I mean, I'm trying to not think about it and just use it as a tool, you know?
Maybe there will be some cartoonists, illustrators who will paint only with a pencil, with, you know, with a hand, and then the concept will be the most expensive thing that you are not using computer anymore. Maybe we will have that future as well. But when AI is learning only from AI, they can't create anything. And we know that ChatGPT and other AI programs have not such a good sense of humor. Really, they can't make good jokes. They don't feel the, you know, the context where they are joking and what about.
But as I mentioned, like it's evolving super fast,
Yeah.
which is like the scary part. So
And learning fast if they can from you. But yeah, copyright associations are working a lot about this. You can you can write that you are opt-outing from AI. That means that if AI is learning from you, you can go to the law and you can prove that they didn't have a possibility to learn from you because you wrote officially that you are opt-outing from this.
for example, in the music industry, like now
Yep.
AI can make music and
And
just
we
like
can't prove, it's too hard to prove that they used you.
yeah, and sometimes they can even use as like this the voice of a singer
Cloning,
if they
yeah.
want, and
And
there's
I-
like a new song, and they like AI already studies like what people like and what like the catchy verses and everything. It's insane. It's crazy.
And like you said, it's growing super fast. Okay, sorry for waiting. We are listening to your question.
I really don't want to continue with the AI thing,
Yeah.
but I guess I must because my question was, do you think ChatGPT refused to generate your art style because it knows you're a notable artist and thus a legal threat to it? Because that has not been the experience of like a smaller artist. They're very much open to, you know, having their art style, you know, stolen. Well, their work stolen.
I haven't like really like noticed that. Have you been through that, or do you know someone like?
Well, there are numerous, you know, smaller artists that I follow that have had this experience.
Really? So they
Yeah.
have like their art style copied like that?
Yeah,
Simple?
because you can request to, you can also just give them like a sample image to generate from. So somebody could like take your drawn work and just give it to an AI. I don't think it was ChatGPT. I think it was like DeepSeek or one of them.
Okay.
And basically ask, generate me an image about this in this style without mentioning you as an artist, and it will do it. I mean, it's still copyright infringement, I would say.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it should be the same for everyone. I'm not sure if like it actually was saying that to me because like somehow it's just intelligent and he notices that I'm the creator. Well, he's like, oh well, yeah, there's copyright infringement here. But I don't know if to another person is gonna say, oh yeah, sure, I'll make you a comic book with style or something. But I know there's a bunch of like artists and like doing like lawsuits and stuff, you know, because like it is unfair. But I mean, there's a bunch of like, sorry, I guess it's bad. It's super bad. I mean, we just need to find laws. The thing is, like, all those lawsuits and all those issues that arise with this are a slow process. You know, it's like, okay, there's like a really slow process that has to be done while AI is growing super fast.
Yeah.
Like, it's like weekly new companies coming out with newer stuff, and there's like, it's really hard to fight that right now. So I hope they find a way. I mean, because because that's horrible, really.
Yeah. Laws are always, slower, but we believe that everything one day will be fixed with this. Thank you for your question. Do you have more?
Yeah, thank you.
I have a lot more.
Awesome.
I'm sorry to say I have a
So
lot more.
choose one because our time is,
Okay.
finished, but one. Okay? More and...
I would say your comics I would say to make them, you require a certain way of thinking that kind of needs what I would describe as tender-heartedness towards the world. How do you cultivate such positive thinking? Because it has to be deliberately developed, right? It's difficult nowadays.
Yeah, it's difficult. Yes. I was saying that when I started doing this, it was just me doing jokes, and I was like really, like I might look serious, but I was like really, like I didn't care really. Like I was doing the jokes, like whatever that made me laugh, I would just draw it. But then like with my family, like with my kids, and I started like, okay, I want to do something that like actually makes a difference, or I want them to feel proud of me. You just start getting all those feelings, and you start like feeling those feelings like, oh, okay, this is different. Okay, this is nicer. So it's somehow the way, because sometimes I do a comic and I see it's been done a bunch of times, but it's like when you take the concept, like the main idea, you understand that it's all about how you do it. It's not the what. Like you can see like memes, like 100 memes from like this a different subject and from one subject, and they can be all different, So like it was a hard thing to do at first. Okay, how can I make this comic with the best intentions possible? It wasn't like really easy at first, so I had to really work on myself first to actually start feeling that I had the correct intentions. And my wife was an inspiration for that, for example, because she has always been a person that has like the amazing intentions for everything she does behind it. And I was like, okay, I'm a bit like more selfish guy and stuff. I need to work on that. And then once you get to see like things in that manner, like I guess it becomes more positive, and like the intentions show. Like when you talk to someone, if you're trying to make them feel bad, it'll show somehow, like you'll do some passive aggressive comment or sarcastic comment. It'll come from your micro expressions. So I guess it's just like a way it's not easy, or there's not a formula to do that. It's just like a lot of work, internal work.
Thank you very much for your
Thank you.
questions. Maybe you will have a possibility to ask more later. Thank you, Andres. I wish you to keep that good intentions, keep that originality in your comics. Wawa stand is somewhere close nearby here.
Downstairs.
You will be here all days, yeah? 3 days you will be here? So
3 days.
Yeah, so share this information with your friends that you can talk with the Wawa creator, illustrator, and soul of Wawa Andres Colmenares. We had such a great, inspiring conversation. Thank you.
Thank you, and thanks everyone.
Thanks
for
everyone
listening.
who was here.